I took the detour to save time. That's what the GPS said anyway. Construction ahead, 40-minute delay. A thin gray line branched off the main highway, labeled Old Highway 9. It looked forgotten, but it would cut straight through. I didn't hesitate. The turnoff was marked by a rusted sign, half swallowed by weeds. The moment I passed it, the road narrowed. Trees pressed closer, their branches leaned inward like they were watching. The signal dropped within a mile. No music, no navigation, just static. I didn't think much of it. Rural areas do that. The first time I noticed something was wrong was the barn. It sat off to the right, collapsed roof, paint peeled down to bare wood. A crooked fence limped around it, barely standing. And just past it, a yellow sign, deer crossing. I drove for another 10 minutes. Then I saw it again. Same barn, same broken fence, same sign. I slowed, a tight feeling settling in my chest. I checked the road behind me. Empty. No turns, no side roads. I kept driving. 6 miles later, the barn, the sign, exactly the same. My hands tightened on the wheel. The leather felt slick under my palms. I hadn't realized how much I was sweating. "Okay," I muttered, "just a coincidence." But my voice sounded thin, swallowed by the silence. The radio crackled. First static, then a voice. Low, familiar. Just a coincidence. My breath caught. It was me. Not like a recording, not delayed, perfectly in sync with my thoughts. I turned the dial, my fingers trembling. The voice followed. "Turn it off. This isn't right." I slammed the radio off. Silence rushed in, heavy, suffocating. I pressed harder on the gas. The trees grew thicker, taller, their branches tangled overhead, choking out what little light remained. The sky, I couldn't see it anymore. I spotted an exit ramp ahead. Relief hit me so suddenly it made my chest ache. I took it fast. The road curved sharply. Gravel crunched beneath the tires. The air shifted, colder, damp. A faint smell crept in through the vents. Rot, like wet leaves left too long in the dark. The ramp straightened out and merged right back on to the same road. My stomach dropped. I looked ahead. The barn, waiting. The sign, still. My hands shook so badly, the wheel jittered under my grip. No, no, no! The radio clicked back on, by itself. "You missed it." My voice again, but this time it wasn't in my head. It sounded amused. I hit the brakes. The car skidded slightly, coming to a stop in the middle of the road. The engine idled too loudly in the silence. I sat there, breathing hard, staring at the barn. Something moved inside it, slow, deliberate, a shape passing through the broken doorway. My chest tightened, cold sweat slid down my spine. The radio whispered, "Don't stop." I didn't listen. I threw the car into reverse. The tires spun, gravel spitting, the car jerking backward. But the road didn't change. The barn stayed the same distance ahead, no matter how far I reversed. My breath came in short, shallow bursts. My fingers slipped on the wheel. The radio crackled again. "You're going the wrong way." I slammed the car into drive, floored it. The engine roared, the trees blurred past me. But the barn didn't move. It just waited. Closer now, too close. I could see inside, something standing there, tall, still, facing me. And as I sped towards it, the realization settled in, cold and absolute. I hadn't been looping the road. The road had been tightening around me. The radio hissed softly, my voice barely a whisper now. There was no exit. The rain started just after midnight. By the time I got on the interstate, it had turned heavy. Steady sheets of water that blurred the lines on the road and smeared the glow of distant lights into something shapeless. My wipers dragged back and forth, struggling to keep up, the rubber squealing faintly with each pass. I just wanted to get home. That's when I noticed the headlights behind me. At first, they were just there, a pair of pale beams cutting through the rain, nothing unusual. But after a few miles, something started to feel wrong. They weren't getting closer. They weren't falling back. They stayed at the exact same distance. Perfect. I pressed the gas a little harder. The engine responded, low and steady, the car picking up speed. The headlights brightened, keeping pace. My fingers tightened around the wheel. The leather felt slick under my palms. "Okay," I whispered, my voice barely audible over the rain. "Just another driver." I eased off the gas. The headlights dimmed slightly. Still there, still matching me. A cold feeling crept up the back of my neck, slow and deliberate. I checked my mirrors. Nothing unusual. Just rain, darkness, and those lights. I switched lanes. They followed. No hesitation, no delay, just there. My chest tightened, my breathing grew shallow, uneven. I could hear it over the wipers now. I sped up again, faster this time. The car trembled slightly on the slick road, tires cutting through standing water. The headlights surged forward, closer, matching me exactly, not gaining, not losing, watching. I didn't think anymore. I took the next exit. The ramp curved sharply, water pooling along the edges. My tires slipped slightly, and for a moment my heart jumped into my throat. The headlights followed. Of course they did. At the bottom of the ramp, a gas station came into view, bright, harsh fluorescent lights buzzing overhead, the kind of place that feels safe just because it's lit. I pulled in fast, tires hissing. The moment I stopped, I checked my rearview mirror. The car behind me sat there, idling, headlights still on. I squinted through the rain, trying to see inside. There was no one, no movement, no silhouette, just an empty driver's seat. My stomach dropped. I stared for too long, my breath fogging the glass. "That's not—" I started, but the words didn't finish. A faint sound cut through the rain.
Tap, soft, behind me. Tap, closer, inside the car. My pulse slammed in my ears. Slowly, mechanically, I lowered my eyes to the dashboard. The backup camera flickered on automatically. For a split second, it showed only the wet pavement behind me. Then, something shifted. A shape, dark, rising. Two hands appeared, pale, wet, fingers long and thin, pressing against the edge of the back seat. Water dripped from them, thick, slow, each drop hitting the leather with a soft, sickening sound. Tap, tap. My throat closed, my hands trembled so violently I couldn't even reach for the door handle. The fingers tightened, gripping, pulling, and as the camera adjusted, I saw more. Arms, elbows bending wrong, something climbing forward from the darkness of my own back seat. The screen flickered just once, and in that brief, stuttering moment, the rear-view mirror filled with movement right behind me, breathing, wet, close enough that I felt cold air brush against the back of my neck. The headlights behind me suddenly went out, plunging everything into darkness. And the last thing I saw, before the camera cut to black, was the back seat, empty again, except for the wet handprint right next to my shoulder.
We shouldn't have taken that road. It was supposed to be a shortcut, a long, empty stretch cutting through the desert. No traffic, no stops, just miles of flat asphalt and dead air. 4 of us in the car, music low, windows cracked just enough to let the dry heat drift in. It felt fine at first, too fine. Then the trucks showed up. One behind us, one ahead, and one sliding in from the side road like it had been waiting. All black, no logos, no markings, just long, dark trailers that swallowed the light. "Okay, that's weird," Mark muttered from the passenger seat. I eased off the gas. So did the truck ahead. Exactly the same. I pressed down again. It matched me. 60 miles per hour. No more, no less. The one behind us closed in, headlights flooding the rearview mirror, blinding white against the growing dusk. The third truck drifted alongside us, just far enough to box us in. Tight, deliberate. "Just pass them," Jess said from the back, her voice thin. "I can't." I tried anyway. The moment I edged toward the left, the truck beside us moved closer. Not fast, not aggressive, just enough. A warning. My hands tightened on the wheel. Sweat made the leather slick. The air in the car felt different now, thicker, harder to breathe. "No signal," Mark said, staring at his phone. "Nothing." "Same," Jess whispered. The desert stretched endlessly around us. No lights, no other cars, just that empty, suffocating horizon. And the trucks. Always the trucks. We drove like that for miles. 10, maybe more. Time started to blur. That's when I saw it. The rear truck's trailer doors weren't fully shut. Just a narrow gap. At first, it was nothing but darkness inside. Then, movement. A dull thud echoed faintly through the hum of engines. Tap, tap, tap. Rhythmic, too deliberate to be random. "Do you see that?" I said, my voice tight. Mark leaned forward, squinting through the rearview mirror. The tapping grew faster, desperate. Something pale flickered in the gap. A shape, a hand, covered in something dark, thick. It slammed against the metal from the inside. Tap, tap, tap. Pause. Then again, faster, frantic. Jess gasped. Is that? The pattern changed. Slow, intentional. 3 taps. Pause. 3 taps. Pause. 3 taps. My chest tightened. No, I whispered. S-O-S. The hand struck harder now, sloppier, leaving streaks along the inside of the door. Blood. It was blood. Call someone, Mark said, his voice shaking. Now! I grabbed my phone with one hand, nearly dropping it as the car wavered slightly in the lane. No signal. Then the screen flickered. A notification appeared. No sender, no sound, just text. Do not break the formation. My throat went dry. Another line appeared beneath it. We are keeping it in. The tapping stopped, instantly, like something had heard it. The hand froze mid-motion. Then, slowly, it lowered out of sight. The gap in the doors shifted, closing, not fully, just enough to hide whatever was inside. A low sound drifted forward, carried on the wind and engine noise. A scrape, heavy, dragging, from within the trailer. Jess let out a small, broken sound in the back seat. Mark didn't speak anymore. None of us did. We just drove, trapped between them. 60 miles per hour, no more, no less. And after a while, I noticed something that made my grip on the wheel go completely numb. The road wasn't empty anymore. Far ahead, through the shimmer of heat and darkness, there were more trucks, waiting, lined up, forming a longer chain, and as we got closer, my phone buzzed again. A new message. Maintain speed. Pause. Then, it's starting to get out.